direction where we're heading. This is the track to the Dingle, Cuckoo's Nook, Cuckoo's Nest. Cuckoo's Nest is the bit right in front of me on this track. And we walk that way, and you have the Dingle, and Cuckoo's Nook. Many years ago we were down in Aldridge and two of our mates turned up, mentioned no names, and one of them was almost crying, and we said to him, "What's the matter?" And he said he'd set light to two of these fields by accident. I don't think how much that must have cost. Probably the edge of the field round. In doubt, just look back. Where'd she come from? That's the ever chilled Nicola. This is the part on the map that used to be called Cuckoo's Nest. One of my earliest memories, walking through that bit of swamp, falling in it off a log, and stinking everywhere up. We'll walk all the way around this one in a circle. So we're going to cut through quickly. There's a distinct smell of burning. Woodland burning, which would have been me and my mates. Spent most of our youth down here. I was down here with air rifles and machetes and tins of beans and fire. I think you get locked up for half of that these days. And one of our, many years ago, one of our mates turned up with a 2.2 pistol, started shooting it in the woods. She thought it was a fantastic idea. He borrowed it off his brother, who was in the army, and got hold of it somehow. Oh, them were the days. One of my early memories, coming down here with my mum and dad. Seen all the bluebells. This place, it really is a bluebell wood when it's in full bloom. These tracks are quite fresh in my history. This was just a little mud track that we used to navigate and wind around on our bikes between the trees. Somebody's in trouble. Pretty sure that's a dog. Yeah. That's a nice shelter you got there.
Bless you, man. Ain't no puppy. Come on, leave the baba alone. Obi.
Obi, stay. That was about to get roasting again. When you've got a dog that's you can't do anything with, you end up shouting at it continually all the time. So back to the old training statement again, train your dogs. When we were kids, you couldn't actually, I was talking to my brother about this recently, I had a walk with my brother, and he was saying we couldn't actually get down this bit. And if I recall, he's right. I'm sure we used to walk up on the farmer's field. It's slightly cut across because it was considerably drier most of the year, and all this used to flood and still does flood quite high up, I think. We used to come in through here. So spot on to my brother Dean. This area is the Dingle. The Dingle is known for its bomb hole-like quality. Riding our bikes down the banks, similar to Lindley Woods, but nowhere near as enjoyable as Lindley Woods, and nowhere near as tracked out as Lindley Woods. But what it was a big lime quarry, just divert slightly away from Nicola. But all this area is all dug out, all the way around. Now you walk along the path and I'll meet you around here. As you can see, it's all dug out. And this is the start of the lime workings. I know you can see it on the video, it's quite clear from where I stand. Probably not so clear on video. It's the start of all the lime workings. Here we go. It's bigger here, look. So obviously, back in the day, the demand for lime was considerably higher. Is okay, Nick? Can't go anywhere. The demand for limestone and lime was considerably higher than it is now. Most buildings were built with lime and sand mixed, and the lime stays movable, sand stays movable, pliable even years and years later, hundreds of years later, where cement goes rock hard. But we don't use it as much these days. This here, this is the Devil Worshipper's Cross, or whatever you want to call it. The site, that's our video, isn't it? Or the site of a plane crash, because there was a plane crash in the area. So I know a little bit more about that than I know a little bit better about that. This is actually, it's held an ACAC gun, or an anti-aircraft gun of some sort, hence the corrugation. The corrugation is corrugated steel, and they pour concrete in it, so it's not that old. But the trees would have been considerably clearer. Me and my brother were discussing this, and it makes you wonder how small these trees were back in there. And this is mostly mustard. The smell of this when it all comes out, the whole area is mustard seed, mustard flower, whatever. And there's the stream coming in. It's cut its way through. A little bit further down, you can actually see. You can see that on the video there. There's actually some brickwork. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I've seen this completely hoofing down here. When it's in flood, it can really hoof down. That's correct. Still the brickwork down there, the channel. I presume it went all the way down, and that was to create a bypass, a water bypass. But maybe they used the water. I presume they must have used the water. For what end, I don't know. The quarries all the way around, limestone quarry. And this is a cutting, and this cutting goes all the way down to a point which it goes underground, and they started underground mining. And don't quote me on that one, I presume the underground mine was also limestone. But all the way down here it's all open cut. This bit here, this is a a pool in high water. This is a pool area, and I actually swam in here. At its deepest, it's 5 foot deep. At its shallowest, it was probably about 2 foot deep in the middle. And where the rope swinging is in the distance. Yeah, it was a wading area, so 2 foot. But I certainly had a good swim around here. The water was like a muddy beige colour. Pleasant, but when you're a kid, who cares, eh? Swim everywhere. Pretty sure this bridge has been, over the years, has been rebuilt a couple of times. Started off, it was two pieces of wood, I think. So like 2 railway sleepers. And there's the remains of the old bridge that replaced it, I think. And then this beautiful one they've put in. Relatively as natural as I can get it. And last time I came down here, when it was wet, the water was up to the bottom of the bridge. We used to be able to get through there, right at the top, and go up the bank there and cut through. We'd come out at the top of the TI field, or Horsell Airport as it's called. But the farmers planted loads of bush, scrub, whatever it might be, and you can't actually get through. I did try recently. But great memories for this bit. Saying about the colour of the water, it's pretty much the colour of that path, with a touch more beige in it. It's like canal water. Beautiful piece of wood. Nicely overgrown. And again, another area that's hard to believe that it used to be industrial, with multiples and multiples of men working. Taken back to nature for us to enjoy and to live a better, or hopefully a cleaner and longer life than they experienced. Injured and disabled by 40, dead by 50. They were lucky they lived a bit longer. We were all expecting 70 or 80 due to the NHS and healthcare that's provided today. So thanks to the NHS. Once you've walked through, you can walk that way to the 3 Crowns, or that way will take you to the bottom of the airfield, which is the way we're going today. Once up the steps, turn left, and follow the path along. Up the next set of steps. Around. I was saying to my brother, I don't recall any of this bit, but I do believe it was actually here. But I'm sure we walked on the farmer's field to get along this bit. I don't ever remember walking along this bit. We were down there somewhere. There's a nice path provided for us. Kendall's farm, as it was. I don't know if it still is. I used to go to school with a guy called Ian Kendall. Great hulk of a guy. At a young age. You can see how hard these farmers work. You can see why he was so strong. So full respects go out to Ian Kendall and his family, and any other farmer. This is the route we're heading. This takes you to the bottom or to the top of the airfield, but it comes in about halfway up. So we'll join on about halfway up, and then start to turn upwards towards the air raid shelters, which unfortunately left to go to ruin. And yet again another great point for us to meet and to play when we was children. It would have been nice if the council would put some money aside to restore some of these industrial sites, or these sites of interest. The air raid shelter is certainly a historic site of interest for the airfield and for the locals. And some of the mines, when we were children, this bit that we're coming into now, there was a mine shaft that seems to have, which had barbed wire around it, and a sign on it saying do not come on it. But it is now disappeared. It's completely disappeared. Refresh my memory, Dean. Which way was it? Dean, tell me. It was it down this way? Or was it? No, it was up there. Okay. Sorry, honey. It was this way. Here, there we go. Brickwork. 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 Brickwork is moulding into the tree. This bit here. Slightly off track. Yeah, here we go. My brother sending messages via the ether, reminding me of which way it was. So here, and here would have been an industrial building of some sort. And there's more there, and I think the mine shaft might be there in that hollow. When we was over there digging, we did see some curious things, so it could well be there. It's either there or there, but it's been swallowed up by nature as usual. So once you're at this big tree here, big gnarly tree, that was the way we just come from. That's just down there, probably 30 yards, 40 yards is the mine shaft and the mine workings. And we're going this way. As we approach this bit here, that brush in front of us, that was the original opening to the field. That's disappearing fast after the council put in quite a large amount of trees for whatever reason. No arguments from me. It's just this field used to be considerably bigger. Not so visibly big now. More trees there. More trees. I suppose they decided they didn't need such a large area. More trees. Better for the wildlife, I think. And heading up towards the top of the field. There's the TI building there, down there. It was. It's now long gone, of course. Those buildings over there, that was originally, I don't know if the original building still stands, I think it burnt down. That was the airport control area, so control tower, not that tower. So this bit is where the air raid shelters are. This bit that's in front of you is the view we all remember as the gun mount. There was a wall coming around that we all used to stand on and look all the way down the field. And you'd call me a liar. The local would call me a liar until I get to this bit, which was the bit that we couldn't get to when we were kids. Couldn't come round the back. And the entrance you probably all remember is this one. It's now gone. It's not on top of it for some reason. Covered it over, one of the two. Coming to the edge of the field. This bit. And there's the back of the gun mount. There's the hole you all remember. Used to go down there with the candles. There's differential down there. This is the gun mount that we all remember. I mean, this used to look huge when we were kids. We used to jump from one side to the other. There's also a hole down there. Yeah. Sorry? Here. So yeah, the other entrance is there somewhere, but it's gone. Continuing through and round, the farm's in front of you, at the top of the TI. And this bit goes into the woods at the top of the field. This is our conker tree. An Aki 123 haunt. This was a great place to play as kids. There's one of the buildings that stood there, disappearing slowly but surely. There's another one further around. All looks so different now. That there, that stump in the distance, that was the big conker tree that we all remember. That open canopy, that was absolutely full of conker tree. All gone. I don't know why it's gone, but it's gone. That conker tree was originally in the grounds of the house that was there. The house has been long gone. The house was the house belonging to the farm, which a couple of my mates know a little bit about. Big grand house, quite a large thing. This is where we used to play. There used to be a big tree here, big fallen tree. We used to play Aki 123 here. It's gone, completely gone. It's completely disappeared. Amazing how there was a tree here. You're not talking much time, and everything just changes. Nature's a wonderful thing. So behind those trees there was a big house. Another one of the buildings that stood here. These were temporary buildings built for the war, I presume. Accommodation of some sort. Barracks. That hasn't changed from the day I first came over here. Until I saw this sign, I just realised what it is. It was Lodge House was the building, and it stood just there. And now there's no evidence of it at all. Top hanger. Had many a fun time climbing in and out of there. Missy, come. Missy, come.